Greetings, my excellent friend.
Welcome to Heavy Metal.
History.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. We're doing 2 of these in a row. You're going to get a lot this week.
Again, we are live from Union City, New Jersey. Woo!
There's another name I have for it, but I don't want to say it.
Oh, dude, this, I had never heard of this place before. I decided I had to book an Airbnb here to come out, and I'm like, okay, I can either spend what I spent here or spend like $1,400, $1,600 for like a shoebox hotel room. So like, yeah, this is pretty big. We should be able to have, a bit of a space out. We can, and we should be able to set things up to actually record on decent internet. What we got was a good place with good internet to record and like sleep. But by fucking God, this place is noisy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We're near the street. We have a dog that barks mercilessly, always at like 6 or 7 a.m. Yeah. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. If this is your first time checking us out, or if you've found our flyers over the past couple of days, this episode, we're only going to be talking about the Dillinger Escape Plan. My name is Dustin, and my co-host is Matt.
Yep.
So we saw the first 2 nights of shows. We aren't going to the last one, but I think 2 is good enough.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
I basically got everything I wanted to see out of this.
Yeah.
And night 3 would just be like the cherry on top. It doesn't particularly matter. We've already gotten the whole cake.
Yep. And to everybody that we've met over these past couple of days, Mark, Brian, Fatima, Kyle. I'm forgetting so many of your guys' names, but man, we've fucking had a blast meeting and hanging out with you guys and sharing this whole
fucking experience, because that's what this is. I don't think I've ever been to like a concert or a festival, even with like close buddies from back home,
seriously,
that has had the feel that this has had, and I'm fucking sad to leave.
I wonder if this is what it feels like going to the gathering of Juggalos.
I feel like this is like better than the Juggalos. Whoop whoop,
whoop whoop. So basically, yeah, what we're gonna do this episode, we're gonna talk about the past 2 nights of shows, and then we're gonna kind of break down their discography a little bit and talk about, their legacy, so to speak.
Yeah, we'll basically just fucking shitpost and see what happens. We'll get shit wrong. It doesn't matter. Let's go into it.
So, night 1, man, didn't really know what to expect going into it. We knew for sure we were seeing Mike Patton, which was fucking a dream come true, even though it wasn't with Faith No More. Because I've never seen Faith No More.
I haven't. They're fucking great. But we get to Manhattan. It's at a place. The gig's at a place called Terminal 5. Mm-hmm. What did you think about the venue?
It's funny. So many people are saying that's a shitty venue, but God damn, that's a big, nice venue. Like, yeah. I've been in shittier venues, and especially in New York. Like,
yeah.
The only other better venue would be like the Gramercy, but it's not as big as that venue.
Yeah. So to get basically a feel for it, it's like a multi-tiered kind of like, it has about 3 rows. It was like a big kind of like floor. And then going up the kind of sides and the back were like actual standing area. Mm-hmm. And basically from everywhere you were able to see like pretty well, and we were able to feel everything. And it sounded fucking great no matter where you were.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing too. It was like, it did not sound bad at all. Like, there was no feedback there was a couple things last night where there's some weird feedback, but I think that was due to
just fucking performance.
Yeah, performance.
That was due to performance. But overall, I thought this was a pretty good venue. We have our problems with it.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that.
Okay.
We'll save the embarrassment.
Yeah, but overall, it was pretty easy to get to. So we were in Manhattan. We decided, okay, let's just go into a bar and just have a couple of drinks before we go into the show.
Yeah, we didn't want to get too drunk, so that way we could like kind of go a little bit hard for the first night. Get around the pit, do some crowd surfing, whatever, and then
we're here there for about 20 minutes, and fucking our best mate from England.
Yep, this guy Mark walks in. He's like, "Y'all here for the Dillinger show?"
You ain't saying Dillinger, mate.
And we're like, "Yup, that's what we're here for." And yeah, man, we just started drinking with him, and then next thing we know, 2 more people come in, and we're like, hey, they're probably going to the show too. And then we start drinking with them, and
And then before we know it, we're all like 20, 25 people deep.
yep,
With what it felt like.
yeah, it was quite a bit of. It was a pretty good group of us. Yeah, we're all like, hey, let's just go to the show together, and then meet up for drinks afterwards, and do it. So we did that. Definitely got a little bit more drunk than expected, but
Yep.
I still managed to be like fine enough to go into the crowd, but like it was nearly impossible to crowd surf or really do anything unless you were in like the pit area, which
Yeah.
I avoided at all cost.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I basically just got fucking smushed for 45 minutes or an hour, however long the fuck they played.
Yeah. So we ended up missing the first band, Godmother, which
Yeah,
a bit annoyed about, but at the same time, like,
it is what it is.
worth it.
Yeah.
And then just kind of out of the blue, Mike Patton comes on with it was Ben, Billy on drums, Liam playing bass, and they had Brian.
Yeah.
So one of their original guitar players, he recorded on fucking Calculating and Miss Machine. Had to leave the band because he got fucking nerve damage in his arm.
Yeah.
Came back and he played fucking Irony's a Dead Scene, start to finish.
Yeah, that was one of the craziest things. Is like, I mean, we knew going into it that's what they were gonna do, but you know, it's one of those things. It's like, well, how are they ever gonna play this live because they don't have Mike Patton? And I'm sure over the years maybe they played like a song or two off of it. I've never seen them play anything off of it when I've seen them live.
I've seen them only play when dogs do bad things.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So I mean, dude, seeing with Mike Patton and the original guitar player, it's like, well, there's no better way to see it. Like it was perfect, man. Mike Patton fucking killed it. Gosh, man. I mean, every song sounded perfect. Everybody was going crazy for Hollywood Squares and Come to
Yeah.
Daddy.
Yeah. And then to top it all off, right at the end, they decided to play Faith No More's Malpractice to close the set out.
Yeah, and we were having a little bit of debate about this too, because I was like, man, they gotta play a Faith No More song. Like, they have to. Like,
Yeah,
it just makes sense.
Yeah, and Dustin's like, oh, yeah, I reckon they're probably going to play like Epic or something. And I'm like, nope, they're going to play Malpractice.
Yeah, he called it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even recognize it at first. I was like, oh, what are they playing right now? And then, like, he told me afterwards, and I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I got it.
Yeah, because I actually saw, when I saw Faith No More, they actually played Malpractice.
Mm-hmm.
And then seeing this again, it was like, they were both perfect performances, both flawless performances.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that was the thing, is, like, nobody missed a beat. Every song sounded pretty damn good, man. I mean, especially from where I was at, I was pretty close to the front, and, you know, I was mobbed by people, but I could still hear, like, every little nuance in the guitars.
Yeah, I think I was about, like, 5 rows people back from you, because we ended up getting us separated.
Yeah.
But I was still kind of able to go hard out with, like, the people I was kind of with before, like, a little kind of thing, just fucking, like, pushing, just shoving each other out of the way, like a fucking good mosh pit.
Yeah. It was so hard to, like, there were people crowd surfing during that, and, like, it's always the fucking heavier people that try to crowd surf, and it's fucking hard to hold up some dude that weighs, like, 200 pounds, and he's, like, fucking flailing and kicking everywhere, and
yeah.
It fucking sucks, but I mean, I get
it's
it.
Like, it's like 200 pounds, but, like, it's all concentrated on, like, one area as well. So you pick him up by the legs, oh, yeah, his legs are fine, because, like, you know, all of his 200 pounds is in his torso. And then when you have to hold up the torso, it's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It's happening. I'm going down.
I'm glad that, you know, everybody's trying to have fun, but man, it's fucking hard holding you people up. No offense. I'm just a small guy, so.
Yeah.
But that was cool, and there was a bit of a changeover. I think it was like, 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
For them to come back on.
Yeah.
Sans Mike Patton. And I don't know, man, I felt good about it. I was like, nobody else. Sure, all you guys can watch it on video. Like, there's videos of it, but it's not the same as being there.
Yeah, like you could feel the fucking energy.
Yeah.
In that room.
Yep, and I feel lucky that we got to be here, man. I know a lot of people couldn't for life or whatever reasons, and it was great, man. And then fucking Dillinger comes on, and they got that 808 that they just fucking hit for solid 30 seconds, and it just, your whole body is just like,
you cannot feel a fucking thing.
Yeah. It's like a pure just shockwave of low end bottom sound, and it's, good God, It was fucking heavy, and then I forgot, what did they rip into?
I think they opened with Panasonic Youth.
Yeah.
Keep
Okay.
talking. I'll find the set list for the first night.
Yeah, as much as I want to sit here and be like every fucking song they played, it's hard to keep track of all the songs they played. Like I know better last night what they played as opposed to the first night, just because it was so much to take in, and like trying to like fucking sing along with everything, and like moving around in the crowd, and for sure I know the last song that they encored with, because that was a whole story in itself, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen the videos going around with it.
You've heard the goss. You've heard exactly what happened. So they came out with We're not going to basically do the whole set list.
No, but we should let people know what they played.
Yeah, so
highlight the really, really good songs.
The really fucking weird thing is, on both nights, and we'll get into this in a bit, but they played a lot from Calculating Infinity.
Yep.
Like, to the point where I feel like it was almost the entire album.
It had to have been.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it? But they even played, like, some deep cuts off Ironworks that I thought I would never, ever hear live.
Yeah.
Or probably heard, like, maybe once at a show, but not like what they played last night. Last night was like, whoa, I can't believe I'm hearing this song from Ironworks. This is like one of my favorites. And
yeah, so I feel like the fucking deep cuts that they played were on the 27th, the first night, was Destroy Secret.
Yep.
Weekend Sex Change.
Oh yeah.
And Dead is History.
Yes, Dead is History was one of the songs that I was like, whoa.
I have never heard this song live.
Never heard it.
I didn't think he could do it live. But god damn it, they pulled that one out.
Yeah, and it was kind of surreal too, because you could tell everybody was into it and just singing along with all the words, and man, that's one of those songs on Ironworks that I think most people don't appreciate.
Yeah.
Maybe I could be wrong.
I feel like people do, especially that end of that album.
Mm-hmm.
We've got that, and you also have Mouth of Ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Those are just two fucking phenomenal songs. And if they play Mouth of Ghosts tonight, I'm gonna be fucking mad.
Yeah, I love Ironworks, man. That's my favorite record of theirs by far. I know we've been trying to get Ben on the podcast to talk about that record, and the fact that it just celebrated its like 10 years and stuff. But
yeah,
who knows, man? Maybe it'll happen one day.
We'll see.
Yeah. So they end their set, and then we're getting ready for the encore.
Yeah.
And I knew it was going to be one of two things. It was either going to be Sunshine the Werewolf or 43% Burnt. Actually, to preface that, right before the encore, Dimitri came out and talked to everybody and did a joke. He was like, hey, what do you call a guitar player with a PhD? Ben Wyman. And like, he called him like Dr. something. Like,
I don't know, Dr. Stupid.
Yeah, it was a really bad joke. But then, he was like, yeah, I used to sing with these fucking guys. But
I'm not singing tonight.
Yeah, and we were like, oh, man. So that's why I thought it was going to be 43% Burnt. Because when I saw them back in October, Dimitri came out and sang 43 and Fourth Grade Dropout.
Oh, dude.
Ooh, yeah, it was good, man. So he basically introduced them for their encore, and they came out and they did Sunshine the Werewolf. And that's when shit started getting crazy.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm sure you've all been to Dillinger shows, and you've all seen the fucking shenanigans and the chaos. Like, one of the first time I went to go see them. Alright, so when Miss Machine came out, shortly afterwards, they put out the special edition of it. There's a DVD that came with it with a bunch of live performances. On that DVD was when they played Sunshine the Werewolf at the Annandale Hotel in Sydney, Australia. I snuck into that when I was 15 years old at an over 18s gig. And I was at the back, fucking scared, didn't really talk to anyone, didn't do anything, because I just wanted to like sit there and watch the show and like not get tossed out by security.
Yeah.
How little Matthew Jordan was able to stay in that room is a mystery to this day. But yeah, I remember that gig. There's a very famous video when Dillinger played the Virgin Record music store out in Times Square.
Mm-hmm.
They opened the set. They're playing in a shopping center, basically.
Yeah, I remember that video.
very, very famous video. Like if I get people in talk about Dillinger and it's like, oh, what's it like? I show them that video. They open the set with sugar coated sour. It just comes out of nowhere. Greg, he's at the back of the stage, runs, jumps over the barrier, and then just keeps running on people. And he fucking did that as well at the Sydney gig.
Oh wow. Yeah, he didn't really do the running these past 2 nights. He just kind of went out in the crowd and like surfed, and then we'll talk about what he did last night in a minute. But what he did on the 27th, when it gets to the part that everybody wants to scream and sing along with, the build up to the big destroyer, he jumps off the stage.
Yeah.
Starts climbing up to the second floor balcony. He's working his way across.
Yeah, he goes to stage left, climbs up to the second story balcony. He's hanging out. He's singing it, and then everyone's looking at Greg.
Yeah. So everybody's like, okay, he's gonna jump. We have to catch him. Like he's not gonna climb back down. That's not a very Greg or Dillinger thing to do. So right as that's going on, I didn't see how this happened. I saw the aftermath. Some dipshit on the other side.
Because I probably saw this better than you.
Yeah.
Some dickhead. He also decided he was on the balcony as well, and he thought that he could like just climb down, and then they could jump at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So when everyone was watching Greg to catch him, Greg fell during the destroyer. Did the destroyer as he was like falling down, kind of like fucking Hans Gruber falling out of Nakatomi Plaza. This fucking dickhead then decides to jump when no one's looking at him.
Yep.
And apparently just like lands flat on some kid.
Yeah, so I saw like right when he fell, and I thought that he busted his ass, like, and I was like, oh man, that dude got fucked up.
Yeah, because like when you see like people jump into like a crowd, normally you'll see that they don't go down, instead they only go down just a fraction because people have caught them.
Yeah.
I just saw this guy just go vroom, sack of potatoes.
Yeah. And it turns out that guy was perfectly fine, but the person he landed on got sent to the hospital, and it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm glad that person is hopefully okay. But, I mean, it took away, like, everybody... Well, I don't want to say it took away too much because, like, everybody was still obviously watching Greg, and it was such an epic moment with him jumping down and everybody rushing at him to the crowd to, sing along with that end part. And I think right before that, too, or, like, during that part, Ben threw a chair out in the crowd and got on top of the chair like the thing they do in Jewish traditions. I don't know what it's called. Yeah,
like the raising the chair, the da 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 da.
Yeah.
And then he was busting out fucking guitars on that.
Yep.
And there's a really kind of funny meme I loved about it, where it's like an overhead shot of it. And then in the crowd, it basically just has like depression, anxiety, stress, and then it's like, there's just a thing of me, and it's just pointing to Ben as he's playing it on a chair.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Whoever made that, good job.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. And yeah, man. So that's pretty much how night one ended. It was fucking epic just seeing that shit. I got like pretty close to Greg when he jumped. Like I was not quite there, but I was like close enough to where like I was in the pylon for sure.
I spent that night. We got separated again. We spent that night basically I spent the night at the back of the pit, but I was still able just to see and just take everything in, and I thought it couldn't get better than this.
Yeah, that's what we thought too, man. We were so in awe the first night. We went back to the bar and we're talking to everybody, and we're just like, holy fuck, like man, that was a great show.
Yeah,
like,
but we were like, that's the last time we'll see them because we don't have tickets for tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Let alone tonight, the very last show.
Yeah, and then thanks to all you compounders, man. You guys are hooking people up with tickets left and right.
Dude, those are fucking great people.
Awesome. All you guys. Like Kyle that helped me out with my ticket for last night. Thank you, dude.
Yeah, fucking Matt and Fatima as well.
Yeah, thank you guys. Like, all you compounders are, like, so cool. And it sucks we didn't get to meet a lot of you, but we met a good amount of you, and that's what fucking matters. So, night two, the night we thought we wouldn't get to go to or get to see, I was like, all right, I'm not getting in the pit this time. Like, I just want to watch. I want to take it all in. I want to experience everything. Same thing, kind of for the first night though. We all met up at the bar. We all got a bunch of fucking drinks.
Oh my god.
We're all hanging out, and we all go to the show. We get there right as Daughters is playing.
Yeah.
I was fucking super stoked to see Daughters. I think we only got to see like 3 songs.
Yeah, I think we
unfortunately.
probably got halfway through their set.
Yeah, but what I heard, I was just like, fuck yes. And they sounded good, man. That dude, he's got such an interesting vocals, like, style, and it sounded really well live. I never got to see them before. They kind of, like, went on hiatus or whatever it was they did. The guitar sounded great. Everything sounded good, man. It felt like I was listening to, like, a better version of their record, to be honest. At least from what I heard. So they played, they went on. I got to see their 3 songs. I got to hear the one song I really, really wanted to hear. So that was good. And we stayed down at the bottom, kind of on the sides for that. And then...
Yeah, we were basically near the merch. We were watching that from the merch table.
Yeah. And then we decided to go all the way to, like, the 3rd floor for Code Orange. And so Code Orange goes on.
Code Orange goes on. Now, we were basically on the 3rd floor at stage left.
Yeah, I could barely see shit.
I could have seen, like, I had, like, a bird's eye view of kind of the stage from the left-hand side. So basically, if you kind of know how Code Orange sets their stage up, it's... Reba, the guitarist chick, and then basically it goes that way.
Yeah.
We were on that side.
Yeah, I could see her and the bass player, and that was it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And you could tell Code Orange was, like, trying to prove something or trying to steal the show in some way,
and you could basically tell in the crowd as well, because we had, again, another bird's eye view. We had a bird's eye view of the crowd. And you can tell when fucking swing kicking kids came in.
Yeah.
And fucking Daughters Love and Dustin people went out.
Yeah, it was really weird.
It was like basically just a substitution, like in my football.
Yeah, and that was the thing too, is like I could tell from watching the crowd is that there were people that were only there to see Code Orange, which makes no fucking sense. Like there were people that left after Code Orange.
Yeah, and I was talking to him later last night. It's like those kids probably think that like Dillinger is old man music.
Yeah,
because it came out like 20, 15 years ago, and it's like, oh look, these grandpa guitars.
Yeah, I don't get it. They sounded fine enough. Like I don't know. It was all right. I'm not like a huge Code Orange fan. Like I'll listen to them if it's on, but I'm not gonna go see them live.
Because I was the show we recorded yesterday. Yesterday, day before. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty excited to see Code Orange. I liked parts of that album. Yeah, and then I watched this, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, it wasn't on my end of year list. It was on a few people's end of year list. You enjoyed parts of it, and it was what it was.
But because I could see just people like just fucking like karate kicking into like crowds in like the back of people's heads, and it's like that's not on.
Yeah, I was kind of in shock. I was like, dude, people are still fucking hardcore dancing. Like, give it up.
Yeah.
It's old hat.
Yeah.
Don't just stop. There's other ways. Go back to fucking push moshing and...
Yeah, like we're in the pit last night. People fucking pushing people around. Yeah. You had more fun than doing it that way.
Yeah, I don't want to, like, kick and punch people. That shit sucks. Unless I'm going to get in a real fucking fight. But, like, not for fucking fake... Like,
this is hardcore. Get up the fucking front. Yeah.
Jesus. I don't know. That was Code Orange. They're whatever, man. If you like them, you like them. If you don't, you don't. You don't have to listen to it. I don't have to listen to it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I kind of felt like they were basically, as you said before, they were the young kids that basically wanted to try take.
Mm-hmm. They wanted to steal some thunder.
Yeah, wanted to carry the baton forward.
Yeah. And I overheard a couple people talking too, like as we were walking out, and I heard one guy, he was like, "Yeah, when Dillinger went on, it really made Code Orange look like a shitty garage band." And I was like, "Yep."
Yeah. Yep.
It was like it was just like fucking night and day. So yeah, man, and same thing as last night. Dillinger slams on their 808s. We moved to the 2nd floor. We ran back into some people that we were with at the bar. Guys, I am so fucking sorry I forget your names, but you guys are cool as fuck. I think one of you was from Mass, or maybe both of you guys were from Massachusetts.
Well, those are the guys with the beards?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're both from...
One guy with a big beard. The other guy...
Yeah, one guy with big glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ran into them, and I think we moved to a better place on the 3rd floor.
Was it third floor?
Yeah, it was the third floor.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. And we were chilling next to them. We just ran back into them, and they were kind enough to like let us kind of squeeze in so we could get a better view. Because where we were, man, I was like, nah, I don't want to get stuck here. I don't want to go. We tried to go back down to the floor, and it was couldn't really see anything down there either because I'm a short person. So got back up to the bird's eye view. They come on doing their heavy as fuck 808. Couldn't hear it as good as like being on the floor. Like when I was on the floor, it was like body staggering.
Yeah, like your legs were fucking jelly.
Yeah. So what did they open with tonight?
They opened with Prancer.
Okay, so yeah, Prancer. Everybody went off. I think I can't. Did Greg go into the crowd immediately on that one, or did he wait a little bit?
I think he waited just a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I know people like fucking started going crazy on Prancer, and I think what was after that?
It was that was definitely Milk Lizard.
Okay, yeah, that was one of the like songs I never ever expected to hear from them because every time I've seen them, they never played that live.
Really, I've seen them again from since Ironworks came out, they've at least played that song.
Oh, I know they have like that was like their big hit or whatever you want to call it off that album.
Yeah.
And yeah, but unfortunately, like every time I saw them, they never played it. And I was like, holy fuck yeah, dude! Like, you know, I was thinking in my head like, if I ever get the chance to talk to Ben, I want to know like legit like what is the one song like when he plays Dillinger songs, what's the one that he just thinks is the funnest fucking song to play, and for whatever reason, I think it's Milk Lizard. Like just that stupid little riff. Like it's such a, I don't know, man. It's like a cool little riff. It's catchy as fuck.
Yeah, it's just like it almost transcends into like just a good old like rock song.
Yeah. So the other one that I didn't expect to hear is they played Black Bubblegum too, right?
Yeah, but then again, think when I've seen them since Ironworks came out, they've played that song.
God, dude, well, see, the thing is, like, there was a huge gap in between the couple times I saw them because I saw them a little bit after Miss Machine came out.
Yeah.
And I think right before Ironworks, and that I didn't see them again until Option Paralysis and One of Us is Killer. So they weren't playing shit off Ironworks, like, at all. Like, maybe they would play Fix Your Face every now and then.
Yeah.
So I never got to see those songs, and Black Bubblegum is one of my other favorite songs off that album. And they did play Fix Your Face the first night, too, and that's...
Yeah, they did.
That's a good song too.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that album just opens up fucking perfectly.
Yeah, that guitar riff in Fix Your Face. Oh man, you know we'll talk about that when we talk about the albums. Yeah, because there's a guitar riff.
So again, we won't go into the full set list, but there's a couple of interesting stats that it's gonna be fucking surprising. You're gonna like fucking hat that you're wearing at the moment. It's gonna go like off your head. So the third song they played was Jim Fear, and allegedly they haven't played that song live since 2011.
Okay, yeah.
Makes sense. Another song that's played the Running Board, that hadn't been played till 2010.
Yeah, they played the whole Under the Running Board EP.
Yeah.
With Dimitri.
Here's the thing. So again, another really kind of like really deep cut was the actual Calculating Infinity instrumental. Mm-hmm. And then Dimitri came out. Yeah.
Yeah, so Dimitri finally came out on the second night. Everybody knew he was gonna. Like, he's there. Yeah.
We ran into him as we were entering the venue. Yeah. A bunch of our buddies, like, recognized him, started having a conversation with him. We did too. I'm like, hey man, thanks for doing this. I came out all the way from Australia. And he's like, oh, you came from Australia? You fucking wasted your money. And I just replied to him, I was like, yeah, just like when I bought Calculating Infinity.
Yeah, he was definitely like there joking around because I was even like, yo man, I saw you do 43 in fourth grade dropout last year in SF, and he's like, oh yeah, I don't remember that. I was like, that's fine. Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's fine. I get it. I knew he was fucking around, but yeah, everybody knew he was gonna come out tonight, and he did, and it was fucking awesome because Brian Benoit, we literally got to see the whole OG lineup except for like Chris
on drums, and like Adam Wood,
whatever.
Yeah, like, Adam on bass, yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
So yeah, he opened with the Mullet Burden, and all of the songs that he played, there was about 4 songs. He played the Mullet Burden, Sandbox Musician, Abe the Cop, and then they ended the set with 43% Burn.
Yep. So that was their encore song. Oh wait, there's one thing we forgot to talk about. That chick that came out to sing with Greg.
On set, yeah. So they played "Setting Fire to Sleeping Giants."
Yes.
And then halfway through the song, some girl comes out.
Nobody knows who the fuck she is. And apparently she was from School of Rock.
Yeah, or like she does something on YouTube, but like fucking
Yeah.
props to you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. When I was watching her, she definitely looked a little lost, and her mic had some really bad feedback on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened there, but I was just kind of like, all right, that happened. Shrug.
Shrug, move on.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's like the School of Rock musical or like the School of Rock the Broadway play.
I think it's the musical.
Yeah, because there was the
It
movie
would
with Jack
have to
Black,
be.
and there's I think the musicals is still running on Broadway.
Yeah. It would have to be, because if she's a singer, then I would assume musical.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so fucking props.
either way, yeah, it was a thing that happened. But yeah, going to the encore, they waited a few minutes and people were shouting, and then they would get quiet and kind of like, oh, are they gonna come out, guys? And of course they're gonna come back out. And yeah, man, they shit just goes fucking wild.
Yeah.
Like that place.
Because we were sitting at, well, not sitting, but we were standing on the third row at the back of kind of the venue. So I had the bird's eye view of everything.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I don't know, just bodies moving together all at once, and I had not seen anything like it.
Yeah, that venue holds like 3,000 people, so there's probably at least 1,500 to 2,000 people on the floor alone, and so it was all the OG members, Greg and Dimitri both singing on 43% Burnt, like trading off. Dimitri was going hard as fuck. Like, you can tell he's putting like everything into his performance.
Yeah.
And even before that too, like he kind of like said some words, about the songs, and gave Greg like some really good. He was like, "Yo, if there's any other human being on this planet that could
do this,
give justice to the words that I wrote, it's this fucking guy." And it was cool, man. Like they you can tell they were having fun, and it was great, man. It was. I will never be able to listen to 43%.
Yeah, I don't think I can listen to the Running Board EP.
Yeah.
Yeah, or 43% Burnt ever again.
It was too good of an experience live that listening to the recording will never give me that same feeling. Unfortunately, I just know it won't. It's.
Oh, I mean, granted, we'll probably be listening to it for 6 months from now. Shed the single tear because that was so fucking brilliant.
Yeah, what's funny is my alarm clock music like used to be the 43% Burnt, like the opening. I would always wake up to that, and then I was like, oh, I gotta stop, man. Like it's just getting on my nerves now.
Yeah.
But so that's how night 2 ended. It was surreal, man. Like I can't believe me and you both flew out here, and that's it, man. They're done.
They got one more tonight.
Yeah, well, yeah, they got one more show tonight. We're not going to it, unfortunately. We have other plans, and I have to fly out at like 6 a.m. tomorrow. But it was, as much as they want to say they're done, I feel like in 5 years' time, it's just speculation. It's whatever. I think in 5 years' time, we're probably going to get an album from them. They're just going to record it, but they're not going to tour on it.
Yeah.
And then another 5 years after that, they're going to do another set of special one-time only shows within 10 years, I think. Could be wrong, could be shorter, but I think I really have a feeling that they're all kind of like
done on being like the full-time touring.
At least with Dillinger, I think they're all going to go on to other stuff. I mean,
yeah.
Greg, we were talking about this last night with kind of like their side projects. Greg has the Black Queen, and the Black Queen is fucking huge. Like all their like cool little.
Yeah, I was surprised about how many people I saw wearing Black Queen t-shirts over these last 2 nights.
Yeah, it was a lot of people. And, you have Draft Tongue Orchestra, which is okay. I wasn't too big into it, but
they
a lot
had
of people...
They had that one cool song. I think it was like the lead single. That was the only thing I really kind of listened to of that. And then you had Killer Be Killed.
Yeah, and
it.
That was okay for what it was, too. But, I mean, that was so long ago. Like, that's never going to be
Yeah, I got to
thing.
see that live.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to see that live, and they had someone else playing guitar, so Greg could just sing, and they had Ben from Converge playing drums on that too. So that was like, again, like just a fucking goddamn like super group for the ages.
Yeah. So I think that's probably what they're gonna do in the future. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe they're all just gonna go off and no, because Liam has John Frum too, and that's
I haven't
that's
heard
a
of that.
killer fucking project. It's got Derek from Faceless.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in. Done.
Yeah, it's like pure death metal. Like
Oh.
it's fucking good. I forget who else is in that band, but it's like a super group too, basically.
Yeah, done. Sold. I'm in.
So that's basically the past 2 nights. We all went back to the bar. We said our goodbyes to Mark. Mark has gone back to Leeds. Who else? We met some other guy last night. I forget his name. Like
Oh, the guy that worked on America's Got
Connor
or Sam or something like that.
fuck, dude.
yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm forgetting your name. I fucked it up.
All
dude.
I know is that you are the America's Got Talent. Who is we're talking about Nicktoons.
Yeah. It got our conversations were all over the place.
It went fucking mental, but it was like the exact kind of things you'd be expecting to
Yeah.
have. Yeah.
And I don't know, man. It was.
Oh,
We're gonna hang out again one last night with a couple people we met, and then we're all gonna go our separate ways.
yeah, but fucking honest to God, shout out to Jake's Saloon
Hey,
on the corner of 30. Was it 57th
57th and 10th or something like
57th
that.
and 10th, and Catherine the bartender.
Catherine, you're the best. I know you're not gonna listen to this, but you were the shit.
Yeah, if you were ever there and you meet the sassy Irish woman, you tip her well from the start, and she will take care of you.
Yep.
Even when it's not her shift.
Yep.
For the entire fucking night, we were getting like free drinks like fucking left, right, and center.
Yeah.
They knew they had our business.
Yep. And I know a lot of the compounders met up at different bars and stuff, and everybody had their little spot, but we found our spot and it worked out, and we had a good fucking time. So, hey, it's been an experience, man, and I don't know. I know probably like a week from now I'm gonna get really fucking sad.
Yeah.
And like think about everything and be like, God damn it! Like after the shitty ass year that I've had, this was like the only thing that's been awesome this whole year.
Yeah, and it's like the amount of I've been to New York probably about half a dozen times.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And that's really rare for someone in probably your position, but let alone in mine. And I've hated it every single time. I've always said this is the worst city. It is fucking somewhere that is devoid of just like friendliness, and just an actual sense of community. And honest to God, I was proven wrong over these last 2 nights.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much everywhere we went and all the people we met.
Yeah, even like people we just chatted to for like a second
Yeah.
in a line while we were waiting for like coats or drinks or merch or anything like that.
Yep.
Everyone was super fucking like, everybody was, I think that's probably the main thing I'll take away. It's, even though this music is so fucking violent and angry, the people that listen to it are so fucking friendly and just like, they just want to talk to you and just hang out.
Yeah. Yeah, this is probably the best group of fans, like, period. Nobody's really close-minded. Everybody is fucking chill as fuck. I think maybe it's because we're all a little bit older, too. What do you think the average age of everybody was? Like, pretty much everybody I talked to is between
Everyone's
28 and 30.
Yeah, I think everyone has to be somewhere between like 25 to 35.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the average age.
Yeah, so there's no, like, little 20, 21-year-old
Yeah,
kids
and I feel like
that
all
are,
the fucking little
fucking-
20-year-old kids with the, the swing kickers.
Yeah.
At Code Orange.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point. So, I mean, that was both the shows, man. It was an experience. If you weren't there, we are so fucking sorry. At least live vicariously through those videos and our somewhat dramatic retelling of the events of the night. This was only from our perspective. Everybody had a different experience and a different time. And actually, one thing I want to talk about is that other fucking dickhead last night that, like, this guy kept crowd surfing, like, 5 fucking times.
Oh, yeah, this douche.
And he got to the point where he was, like, he must have been maybe a little bit drunk. I don't know. But he got to the point where he literally passed out at one point when he tried crowd surfing and just collapsed in the middle of the crowd. And they had to pull him out, and me and you were walking back upstairs, and we see him over in like the you're in trouble area, I guess.
Yeah, in the naughty corner that, that each venue has.
Yeah, and he was just like sitting there drinking water, and he's like, "I'm fine now. I can go back out.
Let me back in, coach."
Yeah, and I was like, "Dude, like, I it's cool that he was trying to have fun. I have no problem with that." And like, this is just like from my vantage point, like watching his actions, they seemed like a little dickish because the way he was like being unrelenting about it. Like he just had to crowd surf over and over and over and over and over. And then at one point, he manages to get on stage and he's like fucking trying to manhandle Ben, and like security had to get up there and like literally like pull him off Ben, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you grabbing him?
It's like I've growing up and playing a lot of sport, and you've seen concussions. I seriously feel like that guy was probably concussed, and that's me being very generous to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so and not only that, man, like think about how like Dimebag Darrell died. Like somebody or even like the shit that happened with Randy Blythe. Like people getting on stage now is like it's a big fucking deal. Like you don't, as much as like you want to let people have fun, you got to be careful with the performers, man.
Yeah.
Like you can't just jump on them and start grabbing them as much as you're trying to have fun. At least I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, well, even when we were talking to Carl last night, and the story he was telling us about how when he was like, he went to go see Hatebreed when he was probably about like 17.
Oh yeah, and some girl got killed.
It was a girl or it was a guy?
I think it was a girl. Could have been a guy. I don't know.
Yeah,
Somebody got killed.
Yeah, because the girl got killed at the Limp Bizkit show.
Oh,
but
that's
the
what
guy
you guys
got
were
killed
talking
at the Hatebreed show.
Yeah.
And this was like pre-internet, so this kind of really got memory hold.
Yeah, I don't remember ever hearing anything about it, but I mean,
yeah, the guy we're talking to is like, he was there, and like they were apparently like 3 songs in, and some guy decided he could do what the guy from the first night did, jump from like a second story thing from a balcony into the crowd. He missed, got into like kind of the into the area that separates the crowd from the stage. Neck gone.
Fuck.
It's just, so fucking like, I know you all want to have fun, but like, fucking just take it easy, eh?
Yeah, I saw 2 other people last night try to jump off the balconies, and like they both ate shit. I was like, you guys are fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw one guy, like he was like trying to get across, and he like tried to jump up and grab the thing, and it slipped out, and he just fucking landed. And I was like, ooh. He got back up, but man, I was like, goddamn, dude.
Jeez.
So I think that's everything about the shows. Now we kind of want to. This is going to be a little bit of a long podcast, and I hope you'll bear with us. All right, so for the second half of this podcast, it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to kind of delve into their discography a little bit, talk about their albums, what songs we heard first or like got us into the band, what shows we saw them at, the first time we saw them live. What we would normally do is like kind of break down the records and talk about how they were made and stuff, but we're going to save that for a later time. This episode is just kind of a celebration.
Yeah, celebration. A very kind of like broad painted retrospective.
Yeah. So I guess what we'll start with is their 1997 self-titled EP, basically.
Probably now defunct, very independent, now or never label. Which, dude, I actually have this.
I have it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it in a used record store for like $4.
Yeah, I found mine same way for about like $10. So I'm just like cheering.
Yeah, I know a couple years back Relapse repressed it on vinyl, so it does exist on vinyl, which is cool. But there's something about having that fucking CD that it's just like, I can't believe I own this. Like, yeah, it's got like that weird orange or purple doll on it and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, because they had the reissue that had like the light bulb. On that too.
Yeah, they did that in 2000, which I have this one too.
I definitely have that one too, and it's got the live versions of Sugarcoat Sour Abe the Cop and Under the Running Board too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Earache released them, not Relapse. My bad.
Oh, fuck it.
Yeah, man, I didn't actually find this album until like way after I was into Dillinger Escape Plan.
Yeah, same here.
I knew it was kind of like a hard to find CD, so I just scooped it up like immediately.
Yeah, I just saw it. I just had the name. Yeah, Dillinger. It was on there. Done.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound like any of their other records, man. Like, it's really raw and
Yeah, you could so tell it's like a demo, and it is. It's just great.
yeah. I mean, for the year it came out in 1997, and 20 years ago, the musical landscape was very different. So I can imagine a lot of people like getting into this.
Yeah.
Whereas if that came out now, people would be like, "What the?"
Yeah, I mean, granted, we're recording this in the state that they're from.
Yep.
And walking around outside, these people are angry and
It's fucking cold here.
yeah,
The-
they're angry and they're cold and they just need something just to fucking just like scream at.
So that's their EP. That was in '97. I don't really have anything to say about any of the songs or anything on that album. Like, it's a cool little thing to own, I think. I don't generally listen to it that much. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm feeling like super nostalgic, because it's really quick, it's super short.
Yeah,
So
it's probably like 15, probably not even
Yeah.
15 minutes, yeah.
yeah. But after that, they did their Under the Running Board EP, which we were talking about earlier. They played that thing in full, and this was one of the first times like I remember hearing them, just because I heard the Mullet Bird. Well, what was it? It must have been the Mullet Bird, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, this is not the band. Like, I was kind of like, "This is not the band." Like, because I found this like after everything,
Yeah,
So, like,
so let's just back up. How did you get into these guys?
so this was like kind of right. Oh man, I can't believe I'm about to admit this.
Nah, fucking go for it.
This was right when downloading music got big.
Yeah.
So God damn it.
Yeah, these people are fucking angry.
I illegally downloaded a couple songs. I didn't go like full albums. The first song that I got was Fourth Grade Dropout, and I was just like, what the fuck? This is the coolest song I ever heard. And then right after that, I got 43% Burnt. And I was just like, no, this is the coolest song I've ever heard. I mean, just that riff, it's so iconic, man. It sounds like a car trying to start, to turn, jun, 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 So I found those two songs, and I put them on like a little burned CD. This was when I was in probably like 7th, 8th grade in 2000, 2001 maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't think, Calculating Infinity had come out, and for all intents and purposes, they were not together anymore. Because they pretty much broke up right after that, because they didn't put out Miss Machine till 2005.
2004.
4?
Yeah.
So, as far as I knew, they weren't a band anymore, and I was like, man, this sucks. So, those were the first two songs I had. And then I remember when I finally got a copy of Calculating Infinity, and I was just like, I would listen to it nonstop, like forever. And then they were going to start making their comeback. It was like a big deal. And this is kind of before the internet, but still, like, there were music sites, and it was a big deal that Dillinger Escape Plan was getting back together, and they had a new singer. And this is when I was a little kid, and they kind of released that first track with Greg, and I was like...
Because what was the first track that they released?
I want to say it was Panasonic.
No, it was fucking Baby's First Coffin, because that was on the Underworld movie soundtrack.
Maybe?
Fucking Dollars to Donuts it is.
I know the first song I heard was Panasonic.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, I was a little bit less open-minded about music and getting different members, so I fucking hated Greg when he was first in the band, and I was like, I don't like this. Like, I literally would not listen to Miss Machine for probably the first year it was out. Pretty much. But even then, like, my musical tastes were changing a lot too, so like I just stopped listening to Dillinger altogether because I got really into black metal and death metal. So, and Converge, I got really into Converge around that point too, so it was just like, oh, Converge has all the original members, so who cares?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I got into Dillinger Escape Plan, and those were the first albums that I had.
Yeah, because I got them into them when I was about probably like 14 years old. So, all before then, I was like, much like the rest of Australia, we were still riding high on the new metal kind of like fucking bandwagon. Slipknot just put out Volume 3. Everyone was ecstatic for it. St. Anger came out, and everyone was running high back home. Grinspoon was still going strong. That's a reference only you fucking Aussies will get. Around about Christmas time, I get a gift card from my mum for our version of Best Buy.
Mm-hmm.
So I went online. I wanted to buy Slipknot's volume, a Slipknot album. I think it was volume. I think it was the live album, or it was Subliminal Verses. Subliminal Verses. I think I wanted that because of like the special edition. I can't remember what I got, but I ended up getting, and a bunch of other things, and then I ended up getting sent so much more other stuff too, through some kind of sheer fucking shipping error, or just the universe wanted me to listen to this music. One thing I got about like three or four other albums, but the ones that fucking stuck with me were Trivium's Ascension. I think the second Perfect Circle album, and this was before I even knew what Tool was.
Yeah.
And Dillinger's Miss Machine. I put on the first two, fucking loved them. But as soon as I had like big fucking speakers, I decided to put the CD on. No one was home. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna have little Matthew Day, running around the house listening to fucking scary music. Put on fucking Miss Machine, and the goddamn like first fucking 2 seconds of that song, I was legitimately frightened.
Yeah.
Had to like fucking turn it off. Didn't turn it down. I turned it off. I was like, this is fucking like, oh my god. I still remember me to that day. And then I didn't listen to it for about another like month. I decided to go and do it again. I put it down, put it down low, and then there was some of the songs because I was playing like fucking. I hadn't heard music like this. I didn't know music could go like this fucking fast.
Yeah, it
this
definitely comes out of the gate like,
and this out of control. So I was kind of skipping things, and then I skipped to the track "Setting Fire to Sleeping Giants."
it's a good song.
I heard that, and I was like, "This is the greatest thing ever."
There's one, I don't know if it's like the chorus or whatever you want to call it, but there's that main guitar riff that gets played a couple times in that song, and I didn't really appreciate that song up until about 3 or 4 years ago when I was like really listening to it. The way that those two guitar riffs are played, where it's like that, fuck man, it's such like the pattern that they're using in that riff and the way it's layered with what the other guitar is playing is, man.
And for a song that fucking was all over fucking MTV Headbangers Ball, that was like supposed to be like a commercial hit.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And then I heard like Unretrified, and I'm like, I'm fucking in.
Maybe that's the song I heard first and why I hated it. Because I was like, why is Dillinger playing a slow song?
Yeah.
I don't remember. That was a long time ago. I'm old now.
Yeah, because I definitely remember those two songs being on fucking MTV Headbangers Ball for the 1 hour a fucking week. MTV would play metal on our cable channel.
Yeah, we had that same thing here. I think it was like Saturdays they would have Headbangers Ball and
Thursday nights at 11.
Oh, yeah.
You had to fucking stay up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I kind of like got into it fucking solid. As I said, first time I heard I was coming to Australia, I convinced my fucking parents to take me in. Underage, had a ticket for it, sat in the back. It was one of the greatest things of my life.
Yeah, when I finally saw them live, it was right around the Miss Machine era, and it's kind of what made me go back and like give it another chance. We were talking about this last night with Mark. I saw them play with August Burns Red and some other like, I want to say like Whitechapel or some other like weird band that I was like, this lineup makes no goddamn sense. And yeah, man, when they played 43% Burnt and everybody went off, and I was just like, oh, like I get it. Like, this is why the band is so good. And same thing, like, I wasn't super into Miss Machine, but seeing people like go apeshit for Sunshine the Werewolf at that show, I was like, fuck, okay, like I gotta give this album another chance. I went back home. I think I bought it that night at the show and went back home and just like, I never stopped listening to them after that. It was just like, that's it.
No, that was as I said, that I think like that fucking day I decided to go back and listen to that record changed my life.
Yeah.
It was how I started getting more into like fucking music, into like metal, and then branched out. Found fucking like death metal, found fucking like stuff like Converge, and then it was just fucking on for young and old.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is like the internet and music grew so exponentially between them putting out Miss Machine and Ironworks that I remember when Ironworks came out and I bought it and I was just like, how did this band get better?
Yeah.
You know, because like I was still kind of young. You don't expect bands to get better at that age. You expect them to play the same shit over and over again.
Yeah,
You know?
because that was when they put Ironworks out, right when MySpace Music.
Yeah,
and they were fucking active on that, and MySpace Music was the fucking jam.
Yeah.
I think the first thing they put out, wasn't it like
I'm pretty sure it was Fix Your Face. But
yeah, but then the second thing I put out, I think they put out Milk Lizard after that.
Yeah, that was their music video.
Yeah, I heard that song and I'm like, this is the fucking greatest song I have ever heard. I immediately like recorded it to like a fucking, like MP3 because I couldn't find the actual thing on, like to download it. I probably must have listened to that song the day it came out like fucking 50 times.
Damn.
I'm fucking nuts. And then that album came out. I think I ended up like skipping school the day it came out just so I could like go down to the mall, buy it, and then come back home. And I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, I don't remember how I bought it. I know for sure I bought it because I... Guys, we are so sorry for this fucking terrible... Whoever's murdering that dog over there, it's nonstop.
Yeah, we've been listening to this for about 3 days. I am dead set about to call animal control.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. I'm surprised nobody else hasn't.
Yeah.
But we digress. So, yeah, man, I remember when that came out, and I know I bought it. I have, like, all their shit on CD at home. I also have them all on vinyl. But there was a point where I remember, like, listening to it one, like, really early morning. Like, I was making a bunch of art and shit in Photoshop, and there were so many songs that I realized just how much they had like grown as musicians, not just for the fact that they were letting Greg grow more as a vocalist too, but like the songs that Ben and I think Jeff Tuttle was in the band at this point.
Yeah,
like, the songs that they wrote were so fucking different from Miss Machine that it's like, oh man, like it sucked that Brian couldn't be in the band after Miss Machine, but Jeff Tuttle was such a worthy replacement that all the songs that I love that whole record. That is one of the Dillinger records that I will listen to front and back. Like, doesn't matter. Like, I'll no problem.
Yeah, Ironworks and Miss Machine are just fucking like 1-2 punches.
Yeah, there's with the rest of their albums, I'll skip like a song or two or like a filler track or something like that. I'm just like, I get it, whatever.
Yeah,
but yeah, those records, man, their first 3 records, it's just I'll listen to them front and back. It doesn't matter. But Ironworks was the one that like really solidified how much I really like this band and how good of musicians they are, man. Like, there's so many cool little riffs that they write and like catchy riffs and catchy songs. And
and again, they're fucking
aggressive songs.
And their fucking producer Steve Everett's like the only person I think on this earth could ever harness that sound because he fucking worked on almost everything. I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Yeah, because like he definitely recorded under the running board. And I definitely do remember them doing Miss Machine and Ironworks with them as well. So
yeah, and they have Alan Duché.
Yeah, so like
yeah,
that's pretty much that, man. Like it's that's how we kind of got into it all, and then
I will say funny enough, like how I talked about not really enjoying Miss Machine when they got Greg. When I heard Irony's the Dead Scene, I fucking hated it. When I first heard it, I was like, this is garbage.
No, dead set. That was me too. Because like the only song I liked was When Good Dogs Do Bad Things.
Yeah,
and I thought that was just like that was a fucking mad song. But then the rest of that EP, I thought was fucking garbage. And then it didn't really take me. It took me about like fucking 5-6 years just to appreciate
Yeah.
How just fucking complex and deep.
And I think not only that, like having Mike Patton on it, like I didn't really know who Mike Patton was back then.
Yeah,
I
same.
wasn't super into Faith No More yet because I was still like a little kid and I hadn't got there yet.
Yeah, all you know was fucking Epic, and you would just hear Epic all the time,
All the
and you
time.
just thought that Mike Patton was like a rapper.
Yeah, I guess a little bit. Yeah, but yeah, so I had no clue who Mike Patton was, so it was just like, okay, like this is whatever. So I would never ever listen to this EP up until a few years ago, like what you were saying, and seeing it live now, I was just like, oh my god, I have way more of an appreciation for this whole EP. And Mike Patton killed it, like we said, man, he fucking killed it live.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll bring up the next basically thing. That's the live one. Yeah, we can go from there. Yeah, we've again Miss Machine. I think we've pretty much talked about that. Yeah.
What do you think about this record? Their cover album, Plagiarism.
Yeah. So the one that was only you can only get this one on iTunes.
Mm-hmm.
No physical release for it. It has some fucking weird songs on there.
There's some, but you know that shows like how eclectic like the band is as far as like their influences and stuff. Because you know you got 9 Inch Nails, Massive Attack, Soundgarden, and Justin Timberlake. All of those bands are so fucking completely different from each other. It's insane.
Yeah, and then granted, they basically just tried to play the songs as they were. There's no like fucking noodly fucking weird shit on on the Timberlake song.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell that when they play Wish that is so like 9 Inch Nails and Greg are just like that he is so heavily influenced by Trent Reznor.
Yeah, even with his like Black Queen stuff, it's very like.
And I actually got to see fucking 9 Inch Nails bring Greg up on stage to sing Wish at a Soundwave festival one year.
2009.
Yeah.
Damn, that's pretty good.
I fucking saw that.
I bet that was pretty like.
Yeah, and even when like, because I used to like, because like, you'd watch all like the YouTube videos, and they'd be playing fucking covers from like Van Halen and like Living Color.
Okay.
All that too. So yeah, like the amount of just like influence that they've gotten from their music, it's ridiculous. And both covers they fucking crushed.
Yeah. Yeah, they're usually good with their covers, man. Like anytime they kind of do something like that, it's good. So we were talking about Ironworks, and this is one of the first times they brought Dimitri back too, like because he's on Fix Your Face, and they had Brent from Mastodon on Horse Hunter, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
You know, considering Mastodon like has a horse in a lot of their stuff.
Yeah, and you can really kind of like, I wasn't able to really tell what part Brent came on, and then only like a few years ago, I was like, oh, that's the part.
Yeah,
that he's
yeah,
on. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty. He has a weird voice, man. Not in a bad way. Like he just. So with Option Paralysis, man, this was another album that when it came out, I was into it for a little bit, but it was so kind of weird.
Yeah.
From Ironworks that I was just like, all right, I'm probably just not ready for this one yet. Like I'll circle back around to it in a couple years, and I'll probably like it.
Yeah, yeah, that's me. I felt like this album, it's probably a little bit too big brained for me. I'm probably not that smart enough to get it. It had some really fucking cool songs on there.
Yeah, and I mean now like I'll listen to it and I'm like, okay, this is fine. Like I don't know why when it first came out I just wasn't into it. Maybe it was just because I was still too hung up on Ironworks. Yeah, and again, I was still pretty young around this time. And again, 2009, this was when I was like touring a lot, so my music taste was again like just changing all the fucking time because of people I was around and music I was seeing all the time. So I was just in like a different frame of mind.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, we'll bring up some of the tracks on this album. Fucking Farewell Mona Lisa.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
one of their best songs.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the songs that they played that both nights.
They played it the first night.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing them on this tour. They played at a festival. The opening's Mona Lisa. Greg just comes on stage. He's fucking ready to go. Like he's about to just like grab like a glass and just like hit someone in the head. Jumps into it and like about 20 seconds before the set started, old fucking 70s goddamn like rockers Cathedral were playing on the same stage. They played before Dillinger, and there were a whole bunch of crone old fucking metal guys with got like the bullet vests and like bullet belts and like the denim vests, and they were like dancing to fucking Cathedral play. And then fucking Dillinger came on, and then you could just see photographers from all over the Melbourne racecourse where the festival was just fucking descend to get like the opening fucking shots of their set. Greg comes on the stage, he's fucking ready to just like go get someone, jumps into the stage, pushes some photographer over,
Jeez.
jumps into the fucking pit, just starts screaming at people, and then the song plays.
Jesus.
And then they just go into it, yeah.
And there was a lot of songs from this album that were on the Rock Band game too. I can't imagine trying to fucking. I never played them, but I can't imagine.
I remember Rock Band had Setting Fire to Sleeping Giants, and that was the one where they brought the drum kit out.
Huh.
And the vocal, so it was like it wasn't just the guitar, like it was had the little plastic drum thing. And I used to play online with some mates and all that would again if I had because I had that game and I played not only online but like in my lounge room with like mates and we're having a party, get that and a bunch of beers and like oh my god.
Oh man.
But this is like a really kind of weird album that's got some cool songs on it, but then you got songs like Widower.
Yeah. There's some slower songs on this album. I think that's probably why.
And a song that like it took me fucking forever to kind of get was Gold Teeth on a Bum.
Yeah. I don't know why that song everybody likes. It's okay, but
I like it. No, you got to get past the first 90 seconds to that song to kind of get what that song kind of is. Mm-hmm. It doesn't sound anything like it doesn't sound anything like Unregified. It doesn't sound anything like fucking Black Bubblegum. But it's trying to be that kind of weird third album on the track song. And once you get past just how the initial kind of shock to how the song's kind of like structured, you're in.
I think that too, and a lot of the songs on this record are really long compared to how they would normally write their songs, like 2-3 minutes. These are like 5-6 minute songs. The average is probably like 4 minutes. And yeah, it's just very, at the time, it felt very un-Dillinger-like to have a song that long. Like, sure, there were a couple on Ironworks that were that long, but not as many as...
Yeah, they built up to something. You felt more than the payoff to those ones on Ire was different to the payoff on these ones. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is an album that it's not you get it and you love it on first listen. This is like you listen to it, you don't get it, then you go back and probably like by time 3 or 4, you understand and appreciate it. And this is actually a really solid record.
The cool thing too is when they were touring on this record, I was touring as well, and we were in Europe and we were playing a festival with them, and during that day, I got to talk to Liam for like a fucking long ass time, and Ben for a little bit, and like, I talked to Greg for a minute. Like we were all kind of eating lunch together, and like Greg's up, we're all like upstairs in the green room getting lunch, and Greg has this fucking massive plate just full of chicken, and I'm like, "Yo, trying to get your protein in, dude?" Yeah. He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Holy fuck, dude! You probably had like 12 fat ass pieces of like grilled chicken, like." On the bone, like kind of meat. I was like, God damn, dude, he ate it all.
Pound through it,
He ate it all, man. And then I watched him play from side stage, and they just literally destroyed everything. Like he was throwing mic stands, they were just fucking breaking stuff, and it was pure chaos, man. I think this was in like France or somewhere.
France, yeah.
I forget where it was, but goddamn, that was a good show. Getting to see them from side stage like that was like something else, and you saw the chaos from the other side, basically.
Yeah, so again, there was Option Paralysis, and then we've got the next record.
Yeah, this is where they go into One of Us is the Killer, right?
Yeah, so 2000, so Option Paralysis 2010. 3 years later, One of Us is the Killer comes out. This one, you get from the get go what it is.
Yeah, I was into it.
First go, I was in, done.
Yep. Yeah, there was... even then, like, when they first put out Prancer, too, it was like, oh, I know what you guys are trying to do. Like, I know they were trying to have, like, another 43% burnt.
Yeah, it's like a recapturing kind of what, that kind of the older stuff. And it fucking worked.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good song, man. I mean, there's a lot of good songs on here. Nothing's funny. One of Us is the Killer.
Yeah, no, like even some of the weirder songs like fucking Crossburner, they played that last night. And Paranoia Shields. I really do like this album. I remember getting it. I think I was at work one day I think I was at work the day it came out. Went on my lunch break, bought it, put it in like my computer, and that's all I listened to the entire day while I was like for the rest of the day. Just had headphones on. And I was just like crunching numbers away, and I think people are like, "Hey, can you just help me?" It's like, I have headphones on. You have fucking 30 seconds to tell me exactly what you need and if it can get done in that time.
Yeah, I remember buying this record.
Come back tomorrow, dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did this come out? I need to.
This came out in like June or July or something like that. No, May.
Okay,
May,
so this was around Record Store Day. Yeah, because I remember buying it and I was going over to a friend's house with the record because I bought it on vinyl, and they were like, "What the fuck is this?" And I was like, it's a metal band, like you won't be into it." And obviously they weren't, but they were still like interested in like the art and stuff. And I remember probably a year after that they were doing a tour. I forgot who they were touring with, but they were playing in SF, and I went to go see them and brought this to get signed. And Greg signed the middle of it, and he put "Kill All Posers" in it. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I waited forever to get them to sign it too, and then I stupidly ended up selling it because it was a rare like pressing of it, and I made a pretty good penny off of it, not gonna lie. So yeah, man, that was a good record. Fuck, man, it was, even when I saw them that last time during this cycle, they put on a good show. Like,
yeah, no, I saw them on this cycle at a club. It was just them. I think it was a bunch of like local openers. I took Katie, my non-metal loving girlfriend, took her to go see this. The majority of their set was actually a lot of Miss Machine songs. So they played like songs that I hadn't heard live in like 10 years. Like fucking Setting Fire, like We Are the Storm, Highway Robbery. That was insane to hear. And she's just like, why are you excited about this? Why is this like good?
I mean, she doesn't get metal. Then yeah.
But it's like I'm here and I'm glad that I'm supporting you with this, but I don't get this.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever. Well, I know I take it back. My ex went with me to the last time that I saw them. I think she enjoyed it, but I'm not sure.
Oh well. Yeah, but like I said, this is an album that you can get from start to finish. It's got some fucking bangers on here, and it still gets like heavy rotation.
Yeah.
With me, yeah.
And so that brings us to their last album. It was a bummer because as soon as they were like putting out details of Disassociation, it was like, oh, sorry, we're breaking up. This is our farewell album. And it's like, fuck, man. Like, how are you going to put out an album and on the same day, tell everybody that you're done? It was just like, God damn it.
Yeah.
So I saw them, so it was released October 14, 2016. I probably saw them like not even a week after that. And yeah, that was a good show, man. They had Dimitri came out, like I was saying, he played 43% Burnt with him. He played Fourth Grade Dropout with them, and it was a killer show. But it was like, I thought that was the last time I was going to see them, and I was like, cool, man. Like I was stoked on that show. I was pretty glad that that's how I got to see them. But after these past 2 nights, I was just like, okay, now I'm really glad that this was the last time. And yeah, I mean, it's a good record.
Yeah, it's a very weird record.
It's a little weird, but I think the songs are, I don't know, they're good, man. I don't know.
Yeah, like
there was a lot more songs I liked on this record than I expected to, I guess I should say. Honeysuckle is my favorite song.
Yeah, no.
Kind of bummed they didn't play that.
Yeah, I actually liked Symptom of Terminal Illness. They played that last night.
Mm-hmm.
That, Limerent Death, and I think they played Surrogate as well on the first night.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is a weird album. The songs go on for like it's the option paralysis thing where the songs go on
They're
for
a little
about
bit
like
long.
a little bit long. But this is an album that I'm happy that this is the last one.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like I said, I feel like within 5 years they'll do another album and just put it out and not tour on it.
Yeah,
But we'll see.
I feel like they're done as like a full-time touring group. I reckon we're probably gonna get some music, maybe like a one-off show like in New York for something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, who
overall, I am fucking happy that I've been able to like know what this is.
Yeah, and for a band that's been around 20 years, you know, I think it was a good decision for them to figure out like, hey, we're not going to get any bigger than this. Like this is it. And I think that's a fair assessment because like they probably could get a little bit bigger, but I mean, by how much?
Yeah.
You know, no offense, they're not going to be playing stadiums on their own.
Yeah.
They're not going to be doing like Foo Fighter-esque kind of shows.
Yeah, no,
And
and
that's fine.
No, just believe it. I've fucking seen them in like a fucking massive, like, festival stadiums, like getting on the main stage.
Yeah,
in, like,
festivals are different.
middle of the afternoon, and just like the rubes that are there for like just the generic headliner, like people that are waiting around to see like Manson or something like that, just simply don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It is a bummer because like even seeing the fact that they could pack out 3 shows a night with 3,000 people a night. I mean, people coming from all over. That's
yeah, people come from all over the fucking world. That's nuts. Yeah.
Yep. So.
But no, this has been a weekend that I will never forget.
Yep. Same here. And I don't know if I'll be able to listen to them for a little while. I think it'll be a little bit, it's like an open wound. Still.
Yeah.
I don't think I can hear a song without getting sad now because I know it's kind of over and I got to see the best pretty much.
You got to see the best with the best, mate.
Hey.
It's been fucking great.
So, all right, I guess that covers everything Dillinger Escape Plan. We talked about all their albums. We talked about their shows the past 2 nights. We are going to go in depth at other times when we get to that point in our podcast about these records, and we'll kind of break down how they were recorded and, hopefully it's somebody from the band on to talk about it, but we'll see.
Just anyone fucking involved, like anyone, honest to God, like the people that we met, anyone that took a flyer, anyone that we got fucking drinks with.
Yeah, if this is your first show listening to us, man, we really appreciate it. We hope you'll check out like our other episodes.
Yeah, let us know.
Stick with the podcast. We do this, once every couple of weeks, and we've been doing it for a year now. Again, to everybody we met, it was so fucking cool meeting you guys. Yeah. Man, whoever's going to the show tonight, fucking have fun.
Stay safe.
We'll see those videos and pictures as they roll through on the compound. So, thank you guys for checking us out. And this is a longer than normal podcast, so don't expect all episodes to be this long.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna break it up into like it's one big one.
This will probably be the last time for like fucking I do not know that we will be able to record this in the same room as each other.
Yep. Yeah, and this is gonna be our last episode of the year too, because
fucking Happy New Year to all yous.
Yep.
Cheers, cunts, and we'll see yous real soon. Take care.
Be excellent to each other.
And party on, dudes!